Hi, my name is RCash, and I'm here to give you some healthy eating tips. The first thing that we have to understand is that food is a fun thing. Food is something to be loved. It's not something that eating is not something we do because we have to. Yes, we do have to, but really, you should love your food. I certainly do. I love to eat, I love to cook, I love food. And so that creates some challenges. How do I stay healthy and still manage to eat and really enjoy what I'm eating? But I think that enjoyment is really the key to making sure that you eat healthy because you're not going to eat something that you don't like. So I start the morning off with a bowl of oatmeal. A lot of people, you hear that, ooh, yuck, I don't want oatmeal. Doesn't sound very appealing. But I put raisins in my oatmeal. I put strawberries in it, blueberries sometimes. Might even put pieces of apple in it. I add cinnamon. These are all things that make the oatmeal delicious. And that's what you want your food to be. So when you find that healthy item that you like, make sure it's something that's delicious, something that you want to eat. Because really, the goal is to turn healthy things into things that you desire, just like a bag of Cheetos may be something that you find yourself craving and you can go and you can just wolf down one of those things. The whole idea is to make sure that the food that you eat most of the time is not only healthier, but they also make you want to have them. Because if you want to have them, you'll eat them more, you'll stay healthier, and you know what? You'll stay away from the bad things. You won't have the cravings for those anymore. So, one other example of what I do is for lunch. I don't eat a big lunch. Typically, I'll eat a large apple for lunch, and I might have peanuts along with that. Now, what's really important about the apple and the peanuts is that both of those things are very crunchy. They make your mouth work. And there's something about crunchiness and having to chew a lot that gives your body a lot of satisfaction when you're eating. So I can eat this one apple, and sometimes I'll have an apple that's even bigger than this. Take that apple, and you start eating it. It takes a while. You feel a little tired actually after you've eaten a large apple. But the best thing is that after I'm done, and especially if I've had peanuts with it, I'm full. I'm satisfied. I don't find myself wanting something more. And I know that's something people worry about, that they're not going to be full, they're not going to have enough. One thing I will tell you is that if after you've eaten you feel stuffed, that's not a good thing. That is not how you should be feeling after you eat. You should feel satisfied, but not stuffed. So be careful about wanting to be full all the time. Just make sure that you're satisfied, you've eaten, and you're not sitting there wishing you had more. Now, if you can't help it and you just got to have more of something, well, again, make sure it's something healthy. So if you go from the apple, the peanuts, um, there are some rice cakes out there that I used to hate rice cakes, but now they have some out there that are actually quite good. Very, very low in fat, usually no fat at all, and they're crunchy. You can take those and you can wolf those down like Cheetos if you feel like it. And again, it will give you that sense of satisfaction because that's the real goal, not to be stuffed and full. Another important thing to remember is that not everything that seems healthy really is. One thing you hear from people is that fish is better than eating red meat. Well, here's one very important example of how that's not true. If you were to get a farm-raised salmon and compare that to grass-fed beef, the grass-fed beef is much healthier for you than a farm-raised salmon. And so when you're going to the stores, make sure you're checking on the labels very carefully and understanding the foods that you're selecting, because a lot of things that are promoted as being healthy really are not necessarily as good for you as they should be. So those are the key elements, making those good choices, but also making sure that your food is something that you want to have. Make sure that the healthy things you choose are desired foods. And you'll see if you do that, then you move to the next stage. And this is also something I think is really important. Like I said, I love to eat. I love my healthy foods, but I have my cravings like anybody else. I love pizza. I love New York style pizza. And wherever I go, I try to find some. And I can sit down and eat 4 or 5 slices in one sitting. Don't do it very often, but I can, and sometimes I do. And the great thing about eating healthy all the time, or say 95% of the time, is that when I have those cravings, I don't mind because I know I've been doing the right things. And the test I use for myself is something I call fit to treat. Am I fit enough to deserve a treat? And that's the kind of question I'll ask myself when there's an office party and someone's ordered pizza, they've ordered buffalo wings or something like that. I have to check, am I fit to treat? And if I am, I've been doing all the right things for weeks on end, yes, I can take that one moment and indulge myself in some of the bad food. That's okay. It's important to still be able to do that, and in some ways, you can use it as a motivating factor. If you know that by eating healthy and staying fit at the gym or running outside and so on, that if you know that means when you have a chance to eat a wonderful chocolate cake, you can do it without any guilt. And that's something I really love about making sure I stay fit, eat right, because then it kind of gives me permission to do the wrong thing too sometimes, and that's kind of fun. So, those are some of my tips for healthy eating, and I also hope that you check out the 3 recipes that I've emailed, and I'll see you next time. Thank you.